Thursday's action. First round matchups started with Rhode Island, Oklahoma. Oklahoma played really, really well. So did Rhode Island. Both good programs. Obviously, everyone thought Oklahoma didn't deserve to be in, which I also thought. Which is why I picked Oklahoma though, because I thought Rhode Island was really, they had lost to Davidson, and they were just, I didn't think they were a good enough team. But they came out. Rhode Island came out. They played pretty well. Both teams fast paced, really good. Trae Young, second half. Trae Young was held scoreless for about 20 minutes in this game. I think that was a big key. Russell came out in the second half, started hitting shots. Oklahoma sort of withstood some Rhode Island runs. Trae Young sort of started going towards the end of the second half. Sort of started hitting shots and playing well, and he drove the basket and drew a foul where he hit 2 free throws. Game went to overtime. Rhode Island had a great clean look at the rim, a little putback, but they missed it. It was 76-74. Then Matthews did like a little step back, hit a 3 with 28 seconds to go, and that put the game away because they were up 79-74, and Oklahoma just could never catch up. Game went to overtime. Great first game to start off the tournament. Rhode Island now goes to go face the winner of Duke Iona, which already happened, so Duke won that one. But great game from Rhode Island. Their guards, obviously, are their anchors. You know, they play really, really well. They got a lot of good bench distribution. Trae Young, Oklahoma played really, really well. Supporting cast played well. You can't be mad at them. They pushed Rhode Island to overtime. Rhode Island was a really solid team. So, good job to Rhode Island for that win and advancing to the round of 32. Tennessee, Wright State. Tennessee pulled away in the second half. It wasn't a game that I even watched because I knew Tennessee was going to win. 73-48, easy blowout, second half. Team effort, everyone sort of pitched in. Gonzaga versus UNCG. Alonzo brought them back in the second half. First half, you know, they put in the effort, but Gonzaga just kept pulling away with runs. Second half, you know, they put in. They got Alonzo, brought him back. They got the bigs in foul trouble, which was huge. So they went to the second half. They got the game pretty close. They tied it up, and with 28 seconds, they gave themselves a shot to win. But Norwell hit a 3. Norwell hit a clutch 3, and with 22 seconds to go, Alonzo tried to go set up a play, got a charge called on him, and then the next play, Smith tried to shoot a 3, went in and out. So Gonzaga escaped. Number 4 seed Gonzaga escaped the clutches of an upset from UNCG because Gonzaga, you know, solid team. Their guards, Perkins. But what happened was they got the bigs in trouble. So all they had were the guards distribution. So UNCG did a good job on defense. They put a lot of ball pressure on. They try to get back in the game, and they did. They successfully got back in the game. But Gonzaga, sometimes great players get great shots, and that freshman Norwell hit a great shot. I think is going to be one of the best tournament moments. And was another good moment in the Thursday morning. Kansas-Penn. Kansas obviously beat Penn 76-60, but Penn was up 10 early. Penn 21-11. Penn was confusing Kansas. Kansas was missing a bunch of threes. Penn was hitting a bunch of threes, but then Penn started missing the shots that they hit earlier, and Kansas started hitting the shots that they missed. I think Devontae Graham really got him back in the game. Devontae Graham put up 29 points, and that's why they think Kansas is one of the unbeatable teams in the tournament because of Devontae Graham, and he brought him back, 29 points a game total. They were on a 22-5 run to end the first half, went up by 7, and they sort of just kept the lead going. You know, Penn chipped and chipped away, but Kansas just kept going back up. You know, Mikhailou as well, LeGerald Vick, they just kept hitting jumpers, and they put them away in the second half, and Kansas avoided the 1 versus 16 narrative. Duke Iona. Duke, complete team effort for Duke. Bagley had 22, Allen had 16, Duval had 19, Trent had 16. Obviously, in the first half, you always have trouble with the new team. But come second half, they pulled away, and they completely smoked them after they sort of got away from all that stuff. Loyola Chicago, what a shot this was by this kid, Dante Ingram, at the end to win this game. So Miami, I think what happened in this game was Miami came out a little flat. They didn't execute. I think they underestimated Loyola Chicago a little bit. I had this one on upset alert because I did not think Miami would come out and play well, and I predicted it. I didn't pick the upset, but I put this one on upset alert. I said I won't be too surprised if you see Loyola Chicago beat Miami, and it happened. They missed a second. They fouled smartly after a missed shot, and they missed a front end of the 1-on-1. And then Towns hit Dante Ingram for the game-winning 3, and it was crazy. Right when the clock hit 0, it went in. So good job. Loyola Chicago's a good program. Good win for them. Great way to show that their program is growing. 11 seed is the first upset of the day. One of the only 2 upsets of the day, pretty much. But good upset for Loyola Chicago. They'll now advance to the round of 32, and they get to play. The winner of. Sorry, I completely whiffed on that. I will get to you on that later. But yeah, that was that at Ohio State, South Dakota State. Ohio State 5 seed. They played well in this game. Great pace. The Jackrabbits, obviously anchored by Jake Odom, big man down low, 43-43, end of the first half. Great pace. Ohio State went up 65-54, but South Dakota State hit some key 3-pointers. They went on a run late in the game, 10-0 run to tie the game at 70. And then Cam Williams hit a huge 3 and got fouled. Over it with 1:30 left, hit a huge 4-point play, hit a 3-pointer, and they missed. South Dakota State couldn't execute on the other end of the court, and a foul, and then Cam Williams sort of put the game away for Ohio State. So no upset there. It was a pretty close game right up until the end. It was good. It went down to the wire. It was fun. But, the Jackrabbits couldn't get it done because, they're the Jackrabbits and these are Ohio State. I think Ohio State, a weak Big Ten, so I think the problem was they weren't prepared enough to play this matchup. So, Seton Hall, NC State. Seton Hall, like I said, they're a very physical team. It was a close game. Tons of fouls, great defense. Hall went up, and they were able to maintain it, but NC State also made some runs, but they were held off. Carrington had 26 points, so good win for Seton Hall. They advanced to play Kansas. Villanova, Radford. Villanova, just complete blowout, wire-to-wire blowout. Villanova didn't have any trouble in this one. Radford, first 4 team in, so they just I don't think they had it this game. Some games you play, you just don't have it. So Radford didn't have it, and that's how that worked. Kentucky Davidson. Kentucky got away with one here. Kentucky 78-73. They cut the. Davidson played really, really well in the first half, but Kentucky made a little run. Went up by 10 at the half. But Davidson late in the game cut it to 3, 61-58. But Kevin Knox hit some jumpers to put the game away. He hit free throws, and he hit a key jumper that put the game away for them because Davidson was scrambling after that, and they couldn't really execute late game. So Kentucky was able to put that away, but I think it was too close. If Kevin Knox misses one of those shots and Davidson goes down, hits a 3 or something, game complexity of the game changes, game planning changes. So Kentucky got away with the one there, but good win for Kentucky. They advanced to face Buffalo, which was a huge upset, which I'll get to when I get to it. Texas Tech, Stephen F.Austin, 3-seeded Texas Tech. Obviously, they came out a little flat. Stephen F.Austin, I've seen them before in the tournament. They play very, very high-level basketball. They know how to play fast plays. They play good tournament basketball. They start out slow. They trump out 3 at the half, like I said. Stephen F.Austin went up by 7. Zach Smith kept Texas Tech in it. He had one of the players had an amazing dunk. Also, Keenan Evans hit shots, and Texas Tech went on a little run in the second half, and they were able to capture the lead, and then Francis hit a clutch 3, and, clutch 3 by Francis, Evans with the layup and free throw, and, they were able to pull away late, and they beat Stephen F. Austin. They stole one from Stephen F. Austin. Stephen F. Austin had this for more than half the game, but they blew it in terms of pace. I think Texas Tech was able to adapt faster to the pace than Stephen F. Austin did. I think Stephen F. Austin went fast, and then they realized they went too fast for their liking, but they weren't able to adjust to the pace. So I think Texas Tech won that one going away for them. Houston, San Diego State. Houston got this one on the last-minute win. Extremely exciting. I think this is one of the best games that was played yesterday. 6-11. I predicted that it was going to be a really, really fun game because both teams are really, really fast-paced, and they play a fun brand of basketball. Houston was up by 10 at the half. They went up 13 early in the second half, but Pope and McDaniels, he hitting shots. Too many turnovers for Houston in that run. San Diego State had a nice little 6-0 run. And then the end of this game went, Watson hit a jumper, then hit some free throws, then Watson hit a 3. This is what happened. Watson hit a 3, Gray hit a 3, and then Watson hit a 3. So it was tied at 65. So what happened was Watson 3 ties it, Gray 3 puts Houston in the lead, and then Watson 3 tied it again. So then then Gray had the ball, and he sliced through the defense for the layup, and you thought it was almost over, but there were still 2 seconds left on the clock. Nice little inbound pass got by Kell. Had a clean look at a 3, but it just you miss sometimes. He threw up a nice clean shot, but he missed. Clean look, but sometimes it's a make or miss. So he missed it, and Houston escaped with the win, so they get to face Michigan tomorrow. Yep. So. Number 9, Alabama 86, 8 Virginia Tech 83. Alabama had this game. Alabama, Virginia Tech. It was a back and forth game. Anyone's game. You know that in this type of game, the big player is always going to make the big plays, and that's sort of what happened. Virginia Tech went on a little run at the end of the first half, captured a lead. It was back and forth second half, like I said. Petty was clutch. Petty clutch hit a 3. Put Bama up by 5, and then Sexton hit a huge jumper to put Bama up by 5, and they made free throws late. Colin Sexton had 25, Petty had 20. So nice win for Alabama after not even being considered to be in the tournament. They come out and they win game 1 against Virginia Tech and Buzz Williams. Virginia Tech obviously beat a lot of good teams late to get in the tournament, and they played really, really well in this game. But it's a close game that they couldn't corral it. They couldn't corral it late. So this is another major upset. This is the second upset. Only second upset of the day. Crazy. Only 2 upsets that happened. Buffalo, Arizona. 13-seeded Buffalo. First half, good ball pressure. I thought it was a first half thing. They forced Cartwright and Alkins into bad jumpers. They led 40-38. They limited Ayton to only 14 points in this game. Clark had 25, Harris had 23. Ristich only had 16 too. So they shut down Arizona in terms of down low, and they made them shoot jumpers and shots that they're uncomfortable with. And they sort of put Arizona in that little thing where they're like, here, this is all we're gonna give you. Let's see what you can do. And Arizona kind of choked a little bit. They were like, oh no, we won't be able to do this. And they kind of choked a little bit, I think. And they just weren't able to do it. And with Sean Miller and all the stuff happening, I think they just sort of broke down, and Buffalo got it done. So Buffalo is advancing to the next round to play against Kentucky, which is good for them. Florida, St. Bonaventure. Florida, obviously, their experienced Chiazzo and Allen were just too good. St. Bonaventure hung in there, but, what happens. Florida pulls away second half. Chiazzo and Allen are just too good. St. Bonaventure is too inexperienced to try and win that game. They put in a good effort, but it just didn't work. Michigan, Montana started out up 10-zip. They lost their offensive efficiency, though. They only scored 37 for the rest of the game. Michigan won ugly. They stopped them on defense. Only put up 61. Like I said prior to the tournament, I didn't think Michigan had that much energy, and that showed in this game. But I also think Montana's defense is to credit for that. Montana played really well in terms of defensive game plan. They just didn't put any points up, so Michigan got away with one there. John Beilein, obviously, coach team. So only 2 upsets on this Thursday. Some good buzzer beaters. Though some good games, good buzzer beaters. Only about out of the 16 games, only about 8 games went to the wire, down close. Some of them were second half pullaways. So Arizona is out now. Ayton and Trier declaring for the draft, and yeah, so a good first day of action here at March Madness round 1. All these teams will play again on Saturday to determine who goes to the Sweet 16. So this is the round of 64. Next round 32. This weekend, and then Sweet 16 is next Thursday, and so it'll be more spaced out. Obviously you got 16 games going on, so there's almost 4 games going off at once at different time blocks. So it's crazy. The first weekend is always crazy in March Madness, and that's what I love about it the most. You got basketball games all over the place. I'm even missing a basketball game doing this right now, but. It is what it is. It's fun, and you got a lot of basketball, a lot of driving topics to talk about, a lot of stuff to do. So it's cool. It's cool to see March Madness sort of come back. Good day one. I don't know if day 2 will top this. Day 2 does have some pretty intriguing matchups as well. You got some nice matchups there. So we'll see. You got some good matchups, some upset potential. No buzzer beaters. I don't know if any buzzer beaters will happen tomorrow. Maybe they will, because I'm recording this tomorrow, but on Friday. But technically, no, don't buzzer beaters. Yeah, I want to see some amazing stuff happen in this tournament, and I think it will. So just be patient, wait, and I think it'll be fun. So we'll see what happens here with the rest of this tournament. But with the rest of this first round, actually. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think this is where the tournament really takes a turn. I think Sweet 16, Elite 8, you sort of know at that point who's playing well, who's hot. But this is like really the crux of the tournament, so I like watching this early action. 16, like I said, 16 games these 2 days. So if you're a basketball junkie, if you're a basketball junkie like me, you'll absolutely love this. So craziness, and I will get to Friday's evaluation of games before Sunday. So watch out for that as well. So yeah, my bracket, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.